Hey y'all, welcome back. This is going to be an extension video of the one we put out for deer season prep 2021. I'm going to show some footage or some cameras from some pictures from each camera and the three places that we showed in the first video. Also going to tell you it's kind of what we've got going on this season and what y'all need to be looking for us here at Piney Life. So y'all stay tuned for a second. We'll be right back. Alright, well, deer season is only 2 weeks away for the Tennessee velvet hunt. And for y'all that don't know, the Tennessee velvet hunt is actually a antlered only, it's not in sex, it's buck only. It's the 27th, 28th, and 29th, so it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It opens up early. Tennessee's been doing this for a few years. It really is fun. Your deer's still on pattern. So they're a little bit easier to target or try to figure out. Well, at least we'd like to think. But anyway, also the Tennessee drought hunts are out. So, anybody that's from Tennessee knows that we apply for a quota hunt and we can apply for double draw or whatever. So I'm happy to say for the first time ever, and I'm 48, I don't know, the last 28 years I've put in for hunts, our crew actually got 2 draws. We got 2 permits. So that's going to be interesting. We're still waiting on Land Between the Lakes to see what they were results are supposed to be out today, but it looks like they're going to be Friday. But anyway, that's a lot to bring to you. We're at the velvet hunt. The South Cherokee hunt is going to be a public land hunt we're going to go on. It opens a week before regular season. That's a big WMA public land, so we're going to be hitting it first. We're going to hit the velvet first, the WMA as South Cherokee, and then of course we'll roll into the deer season, and in November, December we have a couple hunts, hopefully 3. Actually, myself, I draw 2 bonus buck tags and 2 doe tags. So I have 4 bucks I can kill this year, 2 statewide on my property or wherever public, and then 2 on the drought hunts, 1 each, and then 2 does or either sex deer on the other hunt. We probably won't be as picky on WMA'S as we are at home, but we're definitely going to go and try to catch all the footage we can. So anyway, back to the prep. Corn has to be up. Today is the 16th, tomorrow's the 17th, opening of Elvis the 27th. 10 days before your corn has to be up. We've not put no corn out in 2 weeks. All of it's cleaned up. We went and checked. We made sure anything that might have been left, we raked up, swept up, and brought back with us. We are allowed to hunt over salt. Our salt licks are still pretty fresh, and they'll go on through the rest of the season. So we're done with that. So we had a couple surprises at the first set. And as y'all can see in this picture, there was a buck last year that was the wide 5 right before Monster 4 showed up. And last year I nicknamed him Boomerang. So he's had a nickname of Boomer. So he ends up being a big 7-point this year, as you can see in the pictures. He's a really wide frame buck. He was wide as a 5-pointer. He's really wide now as a 7. Might be an 8. Here's some pictures of him. He's going to be definitely on the list. Then we had another buck come in that y'all know very well from season 1, and that's Monster 4. Monster 4, Sarah passed up. I'm not sure what episode it is, I have to look back, but Sarah passed up Monster 4 and really regretted it. It's the biggest 4-pointer. I know a lot of people's like, a 4-point? Go back and watch the video and you'll understand. He was a monster 4-point, but she didn't shoot him because he didn't have no brow tines. Well, when she come back that afternoon, she shot Monster. And she pulled a little bit. It ended up going through the brisket and out the right shoulder. In the video you see we didn't find him, but he was still scraping days later, and the neighbors seen him like 3 days later on a trail camera, so we knew he made it. Well, this year he's really surprised us, and he's turned into Monster 6. And until this week we didn't know he had a flyer, so now he's still Monster 4, and that'll probably be his name forever. He's actually 7 points. So here's some pictures of him. And we're really delighted. Well, we've got another buck that we called Can Opener last year. He's had this really weird rack, big brow tines, just his rack goes up and kind of turns up. He was a huge 4-point. He was actually one of them that I grunted at, and he come over, but Monster 4 cut him off in the woods. He didn't make it to us. That's a buck we call Can Opener. He's a really good buck, but most people would consider him a cull. We really, out of the deer we have, he probably is a cull, so he might be on the list this year. But one deer we're really excited about was the Big 8 that we seen once last year. He showed up this summer, and we got a few pictures of him. He's been gone for about 3 or 4 weeks. This deer don't seem to stay in our area. He just seems to come through, but we got some really good pictures of him. Haven't really got a good name for him yet. If y'all think of a good name, drop it in the comments below, and we'll consider calling him that. But as of right now, he's just the Big 8 at one of our leases. Okay, so then we'll move on to setup 2. Setup 2 is a stand that we call my stand. My stand is where Cardiac seems to live. Now, for those of you that ain't caught up on Cardiac, Cardiac is a buck that showed that we had. He was a 9-pointer last year, and I actually missed him. I was going after the Big 8. I shot at the 9-pointer on Piney Life Season 1, Episode 1. It was the Velvet Hunt last year, and I'll put a link over here to the video, but I ended up missing that deer because the way I bowed around and hit my bow, and it was just a mess, and plus buck fever, it was all my fault, but I ended up missing him. Then I got to draw on this deer one time right after, I think on episode 2 or 3, and then on 3 or 4, I drawed on the deer 6 times, and he was just too far away. I couldn't stay steady on him. I let him walk. Well, he disappeared. He showed back up right after season when we were putting corn out for turkeys, and so I knew that he made it. And he had actually broke and smoothed off one of his points. But then I even got pictures of him with his rack on the day before, and at night, and the next morning he comes back into the frame and he's lost both his sides. We've looked everywhere and can't find him, so they can't be too far away. But anyway, he's back, and he's blowed up into an awesome deer. He's got a split brow. He's a solid 9. A lot of people's going to look at it and say that deer might end up being 11 or 12-pointer. So you can look at the pictures here and see what you think. But this is definitely one of my target bucks that I'm going to go after. And then, of course, at the last place we put cameras. And this is just a trial deal to see how these videos do, to see if y'all want to keep up with them, or just basically show you what we're kind of got going on. But at the 3rd spot, we've got a real good salt lick. They're tearing the corn up pretty quick, but there is several young bucks that have got a ton of potential for next year. As you can see in these pictures, there's a 9 in there. There's 8, a 7. There's several different deer in there that are going to be, if they don't get shot this year, and not to say somebody won't, or you never know you're there, because the honest thing about it is, and I think anybody that's a deer hunter will agree with this, it's not really the size of the deer sometimes, it's just the experience. And that's not an excuse to go shoot a small buck, but the fact is, if you're happy with the deer, it's your tag. It's nobody's business what you do. If the trophy is in the eye of the beholder, if it's a deer you want, take it. You have a tag for it, take it. Nobody has to be happy but you. But anyway, some of us are just a little more pickier than others. But anyway, you'll see as the season unfolds. So I'll probably do one more follow-up video, which will probably be part 3 of 2021 deer season prep. And it'll probably be the last pictures I get before I go to the velvet hunt. And of course, when I do episode 1 for 2021 Piney Life, then the deer season, I will go through and tell what deer that I'm planning on going after. So y'all stay tuned. We got action-packed. It looks like we're going to have a good season of film as long as our cameras and stuff hold up. And we're really excited to bring y'all some good footage this year. And we want to thank everybody for the support. Please subscribe and like. And as always, God bless. We'll catch you on the next video. See ya.